we have someone who was on that plane. I think he said he was sitting on the same row, on the other on the part of that row. He's a lawyer, he's a legal practitioner, and a passenger on that Ibom flight.
So she told her again, switch off your phone, switch off your phone. And Ms. Emmanson said clearly to her, I heard it. She said, please.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jesus Kid, and if you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. It would really help my platform to grow. Please, please, please. Yeah, there are two things I want to share with us with regards to Comfort Emmanson and Ibom Saga, because the fact that almost everybody is dwelling too much on this issue is now beginning to seem like some people are hypocrites while others just want to be seen. But then, truth be told, justice must be served. Peter Obi said something on one of his social media platforms, and I want us to quickly, dive into that before we go to the next part of this video. I'll be reading it out actually, and you can just follow as I, read it to you, because it's something that he wrote, not like a video or picture. He wrote it, and I would be reading it out like I said earlier, and please follow up along the way. The poor must not be punished while the powerful walk free. Yesterday, I sincerely apologized to Ibom Air and its crew for the unacceptable conduct of one of their passengers. This morning, I woke up to learn that the passenger, the young Miss Comfort Emmanson, in her 20s, has been banned from flying for life once again, showing now our system works, proving the truth of Anaka's words that the law is like a spider's web. It catches the weak while the powerful break through with ease. There is everything systematically wrong and unjust about this authoritarian decision. What due process was followed over next leading to this sanction? Have we exhausted the avenue of justice and compassionate resolution on this matter? It is a tragic irony that young lady in her 20s can be banned for life, while we, our parents, commit worse crimes against humanity and are celebrated. Those in positions of authority perpetrate far greater offenses that harm the nation deeply, yet move freely in comfort, shielded from consequences. And in Miss Emmanson's case, the authorities acted with lightning speed, but the same urgency is absent when dealing with the influential and politically connected. If this young woman, who indeed acted wrongly, now seeks to apologize, who will hear her cry in a country where the pain of the poor is invincible and the dignity of the less privileged is often disregarded? Justice must be consistent, or it becomes oppression in disguise. This must change. Justice must be equal for all. There must be room for compassion, for rehabilitation, and for understanding when misconduct stems from frustration or displaced aggression. Powerful must never determine who is punished and who is pardoned. I said something in one of the video I made with regards to this issue, and I was like, someone influential did something worse than this, and nothing was done except to go and make an apology video, and then everything, as far as the issue is concerned, everything now is swept under the carpet. but see someone more like a commoner being treated like he has done something that nobody has done in this country. I mean, it is well. That's all I can say. I just feel what we did to this young lady is a far cry compared to what we should have done to someone. Sagacity will not permit me to mention name. But then, if not for the fact that someone I'm going to play his video now showed up to confirm that Comfort Emmanson actually acted based on frustration, that she was triggered to act that way, things would not have gone haywire. I mean, I said it. There is no smoke without fire. That somebody would come and tell me that Comfort was totally wrong, nah. Let's take that out of the way. I'll keep saying it. Something must have triggered. I said it, and now, like the saying goes, breeze is already blowing and foul yash is beginning to suffice. But then let's look at the video and hear what the man is, a barrister actually. Let's hear what he's got to say.
None of us is privy to what you're about to tell us now. We've only had a statement from the Ibom Air, and now a lawyer who was not in that plane but briefed by Comfort has spoken, but you are an eyewitness. So, barrister, tell us what played out.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm a lawyer, but I'm appearing this morning, and I'd like to just stick to that. Now, I was sitting to her immediate left. So I was on the aisle seat to the left. She was on the aisle seat to the right. So my seat number was 14B. There was a gentleman to my left who was on 14A. So her own seat number should be either 14C or D. I think the window seat is 14D, while she was 14C on the aisle. So we're right next to each other, and it was a small plane. So I think the distance between us was no more than 2 feet. Yeah, so I heard everything. I saw all that transpired. And yes, she was triggered. Even though the lady, the air hostess, the second air hostess who was speaking to her, was directing all her instructions to her, just me sitting down there, I actually felt humiliated myself, just looking at the way the lady was being spoken to. To be fair, Ibom Air instructed very clearly. The first air hostess that came instructed very clearly, no airplane mode, switch off your phone. After takeoff, then you can put on and put flight mode. So it was very clear. The first air hostess addressed us on the emergency exit road protocols. After she did that, she spoke to Miss Emmanson and said, please switch off your phone. She told her twice, and then this first air hostess left to continue her duties. The second air hostess, who is the one blocking exactly who is being shown now, that second air hostess now came towards us in the emergency exit and stood, even from her posture, see that she came for trouble. And Miss Emmanson had been fiddling with her phone. I noticed she was trying to do some stuff, I don't know. And so she told her again, switch off your phone, switch off your phone. And Miss Emmanson said clearly to her, I heard it. She said, please, the buttons on my phone for switch off are not working. They are not working, so I don't know how to switch it off. And the woman said, no, switch off your phone. So that back and forth went on. So at a point, that's the second air hostess said, look, you're even using an iPhone. So you don't need a button to switch it off. So the lady said, okay, I don't know how to do it. Can you do it for me? And she said, I'm not touching your phone. I'm not touching your phone. Just switch it off. She said, I don't know what to do. So the lady now said, okay, go to settings. And when you go to settings, go to general. So the girl was holding and said, see, please, I can't understand what you're saying. I can't read. I don't know what you're saying. It's saying where I should go to. The woman, the second air hostess now told her, I don't have time for your nonsense. Please just switch it off. She said, I don't, okay. Mr. Martin now asked, okay, can you spell the general? So the air hostess started actually saying G, okay, G, then E. So that was the point that the gentleman on my left and I said, come on, what's going on? Calm, don't speak to her like this. Let's, the second air hostess did not even acknowledge her. She didn't even look to my side to even see that someone was speaking. So at that point, I asked the gentleman to arrive. I said, please, can you just help this lady? I don't use an iPhone. I've never used an iPhone, so I'm not too familiar with settings and all of that. So the gentleman to arrive now took the phone and started trying to sort it out. So when that was going on, Miss Emmanson started talking to the second air hostess. I said, why are you embarrassing her like this? Why? I mean, why? And then the air hostess told her, you better keep quiet now. If you say another word, I will deal with you. That was when Miss Emmanson flared up and started cursing. I cannot say the things that she was actually saying because the language was very flowery and X-rated, I can't say. So that was when this second air hostess said, okay, you will see. And then she left and went towards the front of the airplane. She never came back. At least I don't recollect her coming back through the aisle throughout the flight. So that is exactly what transpired. So after that happened, the gentleman to the right switched off the phone or whatever it was he did. And a couple of passengers tried to say, switch off your phone, don't risk our lives, blah, blah, blah. And then we told them, no, that's not what happened. She never said she wasn't going to switch off her phone. She was trying to switch off her phone. She said she had issues switching it off. And so the passengers calmed down and we took off. So that is what happened.
We all heard what he said. That's Barrister David Ogebe telling us everything that transpired in the aircraft. I mean, something dropped on my mind as he was talking, and I felt like if someone like this had not come out to explain everything that happened, that girl would probably still be in Kirikiri. Because I don't know. I felt like it's because everybody concerned in this matter, I mean, those are the helm of affair now, from the Minister of Aviation to all of them. It seems like it's because they saw an evidence that could put them in trouble. That's why they quickly released the girl. If something like this had not come out, that girl will probably still be in Kirikiri, and I'm sure in their mind they will know that that is going to put the nation in another big mess, protests and all of that. But then they saw it and then they quickly pull her out, and just to erase everything. But I still think this ban of a thing, justice just needs to be served appropriately. And I still feel disappointed seeing someone like Very Dark Man treating this issue the way it was treated. I mean, to the point that a voice note is circulating now on social media, and this guy explained everything that happened. Everybody's explaining that they are on the plane. Everybody giving explanation are saying almost the same thing. And then this guy said everything and said he's not going to reveal his identity because you know how it happens in this nation. You know how everything is done. And he made reference to this NYSC lady. And people like Very Dark Man were like, that's bullshit. Even me myself, I can go to one corner, record my voice and then put it out there and everybody begins to listen. So there is no evidence. This is no proof, blah, blah, blah. You are the one doing bullshit, actually. But then, like I said earlier, I'm not going to say much on this. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Let's try have healthy conversation around here. And until next time, farewell.